We will be back in some form.
We have an army of digital soldiers because this was an insurgency.
Hundreds dead, thousands infected across multiple continents.
You guys know what this represents?
All people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs. You are.
Hello, hello. Welcome to On Tap with PPN. I don't know why this is like this where I'm over here, but I'm going to change that up. There we go. And looks like Sheila's calling me right now. So let me see. I'll text her back and see what's going on because Sheila Holmes is going to be on with us. Anyways, welcome to the Patriot Party News. And here I go again. I've got to change my visual effects is what I got to do. Put my funky McNasty thing up here. There we go. Hey, thanks for joining us. The way that people come and hang out with us, maybe get information that we have, get information to us, join in on the party we got going on, is join.patriotshoot.com. Let's see here. I'm going to send this link to Sheila real quick because she said she's not getting it. So I'm going to have to do something a little different. So bear with me just a second. Copy link. Sheila. Oh, fiddle. Well, anyways, I'll be sending that to her real quick. See if I can do it like this. Forward. Golly. I'll tell you what, I'll just text it to her. That'll be a lot easier. So bear with me just a second. All right, join.patriotshoot.com. This is where we hang out, where we get the best information we can, where we sit around and shoot the bull and chill out a little bit. By the way, I have seen what Chaz has been working out with. He's been talking about communication, how we've got a little insight on a way to do some, so our communication wouldn't be shut down. And I am totally on board. I like what he's doing. Makes a lot of sense to me, and we'll see how that all goes. I'm going to let him bring it out, all the information. He sent me everything on it, and he's been working hard behind the scenes to make this happen. So I'm excited about it. The other day, Kash Patel put us on put his FBI on high alert because of things we think could happen. Whether we know they will happen or not, I don't know, but it's something that we've really been talking about, and we'll see. Hey, Sheila, did you get that? Question mark. Also, I've been talking about a 17-page executive order that I sat in on. That was done by the coalition, and that is the coalition that we are in. A lot of really wonderful people. I didn't do anything. I just sat in on it, but it was a cool experience to watch it. But on a thing that I saw here, it said Juan's elite coalition of legal and election warriors crafted it after months, boiling down to 13 drafts into a final hammer. It hit Trump's desk in late March. That was last year. Via secure multiple paths. So maybe a year ago, 9 months ago, when I was able to start talking about it a little bit, I said, hey, I know that information has gotten to the right people. In fact, there might have been something put right on Trump's desk, right in front of him by some people. And that's what I was talking about. And it said it had secure multiple paths, demands hardcore voter ID, in-person, hand-counted paper ballots, ironclad U.S. citizenship proof, and slams shut mail-in scams and machine rigging. No electronic games, no internet holes. Trump's attorneys are finalizing. Fake news already screams dictator because they feel that the noose is tightening. So we're doing this against our opponents that are on the other team. They're on the Jesuits team, the globalist teams. When I say Jesuits, I'm talking about 13 families, ancient Persians, and we all call them, you can call them anything you want to. We've talked about that, the cabal, the globalists. All that is, in my opinion, you call it what you want to or what feels natural to you. There's a lot of people talking about Hillary as really sweating bullets, that her and Bill's testimony or whatever is going to do nothing but lead them down the path of where we want them to go. That's maybe straight to hell. But also Prince Andrew, which leads to the royal family, Maxwell, all the elite, in my opinion, from Israel, that Israel's last, all that stuff's going to happen. That leads us to Podesta's emails and the pedophile stuff that's going on. So it's all out in the open if somebody wants to understand it and study it and all that good stuff. So these people are demons and they think they're demons. They don't have any aspiration as far as when they die, go to heaven. They want to be right here. They're hell on earth. And their job while they're around is to wreak havoc, cause issues. I'm sorry, Sheila is having a hard time. Hold 1 second for me. Let me see if I can do something different. Goodness gracious. So sorry. Let's see here. Miss Sheila. I don't know what else to do, really. Link. I can't do anything about it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. But anyways, to me, it seems like everyone's going to get the insight that this was done by the globalists through China, through who runs Cuba, Venezuela, Serbia, Italy, all of these examples of nasty cabal ran countries, which is what we've been. That's exactly what we've been. So don't get it confused. We think about the nasty stuff we've been. We've been the military of the freaking cabal because of our freaking crazy past administrations. Forward. I'm trying, Miss Sheila. What can I do? Anyways, Don't know. And nobody's in here that can do anything. So, Sheila, I don't really know what to do except for, what can I do? Oh, let's try this. Dang, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm trying. Copy. Now let's go to the crazy link. Forward. I'm trying, Sheila. I don't know what else to do. Let me see if Chaz can send it. Goodness gracious. Can you send the link to Sheila Holmes by chance? It's not working for me. So, all of this that's going on, a lot of people don't think that elections are all that big of a deal, but it is such a huge deal. And just know that whenever this does happen, and I believe wholeheartedly it's going to happen, one of the big reasons is that, you know, we have Martine Rodil and Patrick on the On Tap show all the time, and they've been leading us through this and what's fixing to happen. And that's why, you know, we've kind of been able to say, hey, this is going to happen at this time or around this time. And it's not just because somebody's got some special powers, because that's kind of what's happening. And it's happening right in front of our faces. So trust yourself and trust your instincts and understand what discernment means to you. When this happens, when the EO happens, what's going to happen after that? That's when I have thought major riots would start. That's when I thought that they will start burning things. And I think people are already paid to do those things. I think people have their ducks in a row as far as what they're going to do, where they're going to do it. I personally believe that it could start anywhere. It could start in Trump areas, Trump places where everybody loves Trump, you know. And but I think that will be squashed pretty quick. And I think that it will move back, and people just have to stop. And literally, you'll see caravans moving to blue states where they think that they have control of those places. And I wouldn't be surprised if that all is part of the Great Awakening and people having to see what's going on instead of you telling them what's going on. Because that's, to me, that's exactly what's going to have to happen. We have tried so many times in every way we can to tell people we love, people we don't even like, hey, this is coming, you know, this is what's happening, you know, and people don't believe you. And that is part of it. Maybe we've been having to go through learning patience, learning how to love, even if you think somebody thinks you're freaking crazy, you know? So all that is just something we've had to go through, and we see it. Maybe we're learning we're getting to experiment as far as, okay, things are sucking right now. I'm going to try getting up on the right side of the bed. This crazy dude told me, get up on the right side of the bed. In fact, he said it long enough that it got on my nerves. So I'm just going to freaking try. Maybe something like that's happening. Whatever it is, I believe that this is all about ascension. I believe this is about us growing. In everything we do, not just about learning about the nasty people, but learning about the good things in life, and how this shift is going to help us through absolutely everything if we have our minds right, you know, because you can really do some really good things and be at your peak be, I mean, just warriors for the Lord. If you're up, you can be better at business, better father, better mother, better freaking whatever. If you're ready to take on the craziness that's going on and get through it and set an example for everyone around you. Be the one, just do better. That's what I'm trying to do. And I don't know if I'm any good at it, but I'm trying. There's going to be a lot come out about Obama and all these. And are we going to see that one arrest? We might see that. Hillary, Obama, a lot of people are saying Brennan, a lot. In fact, I would expect some stuff to be coming out about Brennan pretty quick. Yes, we might see that. It might look like there's that first arrest and the fifth arrest and all that stuff. But just know that I think in the back of their minds, it's going to be a grand conspiracy. So I've been telling people, watch your expectations, and know that if that happens, remember, a lot of people probably didn't want Al Capone to go down for tax evasion. They probably wanted him to go down for killing their brother or their brother-in-law, or, the bad things he did. But whether they like it or not, he was put away. And that's what's going on. And Okier Bill, you're right on, RICO. We've heard a lot about RICO charges and things. And believe it or not, this stuff with Iran has a lot to do with that, because think about all the things that are going to come out. Somebody said, Shift said Barry Satura. I think that's how you say it. Satara, whatever it is. He's his made up past. Brennan, that can lead to Brennan by him making this fake IDs and changing his past. That will take people to the $150 billion that he sent over to Iran for all of the, to be quiet, for payment, to silence them, for protection, and they think they probably have protection. They don't have protection. They're in trouble. It's kind of like, if they had something on Trump, they'd have brought it. If they had a way to escape, they'd have done it. Well, some people are going to say, well, there you go. It's all a psyop. Yes, you can. I would not dare tell anybody there's crazy or argue with somebody saying this is all a psyop and it's central casting and all that stuff. I mean, that's what we're being made to believe in certain instances. We have people that we all look up to and listen to that are saying, what does Charlie say? It's pantomime. Yes. Hey, you can, all those things. And it doesn't matter if your neighbor thinks that and you think something else. It's our own journey. So your journey is just as valuable as anybody else's, especially what you do and how you use that journey to I'm so sorry. I don't know what else to do. Period. So just know that that's coming out. We've got the Epstein files, but there's probably more to come. These people in Hollywood are going to be in trouble. You're seeing the narrative. You're seeing all that come out. I mean, you're even seeing about entertainers and the nastiness that has gone on there. And it's probably going to roll right through all the different genres, country music, pop, freaking everything. Hey, she did make it. That's wonderful. Everyone, I'm going to bring in Sheila Holmes. She did make it. I'm so happy. So she can give me a thumbs up whenever she's ready. But anyways, it's going to run through the gauntlet. It's going to run through the gauntlet. It's going to be, it's going to put everybody not understanding what's going on, but they're probably going to be looking for their friendly neighborhood conspiracy theorist. So anyways, Sheila was able to make it, and here she is right here. Hello, Sheila. I'm sorry about whatever was going on.
I'm in technical training mode. I don't know what happened.
Whenever that happens to me, I
Check your
just push
email. The
buttons.
code is in your email. And then I said, please resend. And they go, already sent. It just, we were communicating, but not communicating, you know.
I was on here and I was texting with you and I typed so slow I have to talk to it. So everybody was listening to me communicate, which is great because it doesn't matter. You're here. How are you?
I'm so excited to be with you. This is pretty cool. It's been a while.
Me too. Me too. I know we talked the other day because schedules get kind of crazy but I'm just happy we got you on here because I think everybody really likes to hear what you got to say. And I'd love to hear a lot about what you want the audience to know. But I would like to go down one little rabbit hole about this blood moon that's coming up at 3:33 a.m. if you would feel comfortable about talking about it.
Do you remember when there were the 4 blood moons and there was a book and there was a pastor out of Houston, Texas that was so famous and I can't remember his name right now, and we all had to be concerned about it and everything else. And Father wants us to see the signs and watch the signs. But you know what? We're not understanding the position we're in right now. And so it's almost like going back to thinking the blood moon's going to give us an answer. Did you know it was Persia that helped the 2 tribes of Israel that were marched off to Babylon in 587 and 586 BC?
I've heard that.
And that what they're trying to do now is confirm the reconnection of the original inheritance and lineage of. Can you imagine? All of this is, we don't realize how we got here. And people are really concerned this weekend that we're at war and this is going to go on forever. Guys, they have been trying to destroy us forever and nobody's taking care of it. So President Trump's taking care of it and he's monitoring it every moment. I don't know if you've seen the pictures today. I don't think he's left the skiff.
Right.
He's been watching everything, absolutely every moment. So what I'm concerned about is, are we awake to what we need to be doing? Because we can get real busy in watching all of these other things and in constantly talking about the headlines of Iran and etc. They've been asking for help how many years? We've been offering help how many years? But what this Iranian Revolutionary Guard is, they want to kill the infidels. Who are the infidels? The believers in the Lord overall.
Right.
There has been no change since Satan in the garden. So I'm focused on that. And when the blood moon came up, I said, is there only one this time? And they said, why? Because remember, it was 4. There were books out about it. Everybody was focused on it. What did it do? What did it change? What happened? Anybody?
Just went on just like we were.
Well, throw it in the chat, you guys. I mean, if I'm missing something, but I really got into it. I mean, 4 blood moons, you guys. And I really got into it. Because I knew these people. I believed that they had all this information. What I think about, and I know we went through this when I was talking about the eclipses. Remember, the cicadas have been underground for 200 years. They're going to come up and eat all the crops, and we're going to be in a drought, and the Mississippi is going to split in half, and there's going to be an earthquake that is so severe the tsunami is going to take out. That the earthquake causes is going to take out the eastern coastline, and many states will be underwater, probably all the way to the Mississippi. I'm like, did anybody ever come back and apologize to me that they were saying I wasn't right, that it was going to be really devastating and I wasn't getting the people prepared? You remember all that?
Yes, I do. Maybe sometimes we're seeing things and people are telling us that the other team is thinking and wanting us to study so that we're looking at that instead of what's really going on.
Exactly. I can tell you something really crazy that's been happening because I know we're getting into AI, and this is just happening. I just found out this on a brand new interview. People kept writing into me and saying Sheila Holm is wrong. Marco Rubio can be president. Ted Cruz can be president. And I said, they can be in the Senate. They can be in other things. He can be a Secretary of State. Cruz could even become FBI director or whatever. They can do those things. But you can't run for president unless you're natural born. So guess what happened on my interview last Monday night? There's 3 military guys. It's called Slacker 82 Alpha. And so the guy was reading this thing. He goes, Sheila, I got to straighten it out for you because if you're American born, you can be president. I go, no, it's not if you're American born, because Rubio was born in Miami, but mom and dad Cuba.
Okay.
Ted, his dad was Cuba and brought Castro in. And then when he left Castro, he went to Canada. His wife left America, gave up her citizenship in America, became Canadian. They married there and had Ted. So he doesn't qualify, and Rubio doesn't qualify, and Jeb doesn't qualify because the same reason his dad and grandpa didn't qualify, but they were there. And I'm looking at this and I go, I don't understand. So here's the guy from Puerto Rico, speaks a really cute Hispanic. I'm Chila during the whole night. I'm Chila. And I've never been something different since I was in Japan with Sony, and I was Shirasan. And Shirasan, it just sounded powerful,
Right.
but it was just a different name. And he goes, Chila, got to read. And he read an AI interpretation of the American Constitution.
Really?
And it says that you can be a natural born person as a president of the United States if you're born in America. Nothing to do with natural born being that your parents have to be from America. And people have been throwing this at me for like 3 months. And I don't know, where are they getting this? Because it's not real. So I teased that there was a professor that was telling his students, you have to be natural born. And a lot of you think you could be president, but you can't be president unless you were natural born. And a woman's crying off in the corner, and he goes, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she goes, I can't be president because I was born cesarean. So that was the humor of the day. And we got it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And now AI is saying you only have to be born in America to become president of the United States. You see? So now but people don't understand the AI is what they're feeding, and it's called artificial intelligence because it's on an artificial feed.
Yes.
It's not based in anything. You could say anything you want to and call it AI.
So it can be
I can
weaponized.
be updating. The
So
what?
it can be weaponized.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's doing about our Constitution. I was so shocked, Warren. I had no idea it had gone that far. No idea.
And coming out big time right now, it's taking over its masters type thing.
Because it's the people feeding it. The people who've been feeding us the lies are now feeding it to AI so they can back away and not be responsible. That is how the enemy has operated in all of these missions against us.
All the propaganda,
Yeah.
everything that is a distraction can be artificial with
All of it. And
videos
the
on
culling
TV.
of the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah.
Culling is to get you to self-sacrifice. You want to go to Italy, get the vax. You want to have your job, get the vax. You chose to get it. We're not responsible for what happened to you because you chose it.
Create a
That's
problem.
how the enemy operates.
Create a problem.
Yes.
Give a ultimatum on how to fix it, and then you give it up. You give up your rights, and they never fix what the problem was because they made it in the first place, and then they go to the next one.
So, is anybody saying anything fun about the blood moon?
No.
Any kind of party about the blood moon? Any kind of?
No, maybe it's margarita night. I don't know.
It could be. It could be because we're heading into Taco Tuesday. Didn't you say 3:30 in the morning? We're already on Tuesday.
Right. 3:33 is what I hear. There's just so much talk about it. And I look into those things, but those are a lot of things that I put on a shelf and I say, hey, because a lot of people talk about the numbers, and how people communicate, how we think Trump communicates with us, how they communicate with each other, and all of this stuff, which some people say, oh, that's the demon-like stuff. And I just think if something that I am using, I don't interpret it as being demon-like or bad or wish anything bad. I'm okay with it. What's your thought?
Well, it's interesting, 333, isn't it?
Right.
Because Georgia Guidestones were at 4 a.m., 333.
Gematria.
3 minutes, 33 seconds, 4 hours, 4 o'clock at 333, 0333. And so it all happened so fast in those 3 seconds from 30 to 33 when it was hitting. And this is what I was told by our friend, 4 o'clock is their structure, and 333 is the fallen angels, the third of heaven that fell. And they were, the structure was obliterated, and the third of the angels that fell, the fallen angels, were dispersed onto the four corners of the earth, because that's in scripture where there's an angel at each of the four corners of the earth.
Right.
And so 333 is interesting. Now there's another thing, and I don't know if anybody's ever brought this up. 340, 340 in the morning. And I don't think it really matters what time zone you're in, because it happens to me when I'm all over the world, has happened to me like this at 340. And I couldn't figure out why I was awakened and given messages at 340 in the morning. And then I heard that it's a shift change, that angels, there's a shift change that they go through. I don't understand it completely, but it was so powerful when I was traveling so much and needed answers on so much. 340 in the morning just became a thing. And then that's when Father started waking me and asking me to depart for events or whatever. Don't do it on the quarter hour, because that's how the world does it. And I never thought about that. So go at 10 after, go at 20 after, go at 20 till or 10 till. I shift it. And you know what's really funny? When I do that, I don't get caught in traffic. I don't end up in slowdowns,
Right.
because the world operates in quarters. So it was just kind of interesting, because I kept saying 340. Why is 340 so important? And so it's just, we don't know what we don't know, because we haven't focused and gotten together on the Sabbath. And that's because that's all you do. You go with the Father and rest with him, and you gather together, and we do these kind of conversations. Like the conversations I've always had with you, they might call it conspiracy theory, but we were supposed to be talking like this from the time we were born.
Right.
We were supposed to, I mean, that's what's so fun about being with you. And I really miss doing those reawaken events and getting together with you in the green room and having the kind of conversations we can have, because deep speaks to deep. All this is scriptural. Yeah. Deep speaks to deep. And when we are talking about these things, I hear more things from Father because of what you're revealing to me I hadn't thought about yet. Do you see? Yeah. And I hope it's happening for you too, because that happens every time we get together. And that's the difference of deep speaking unto deep.
It is. You know, many times it's hard for people to understand, whether it be gematria. You said they deal in quarters. Well, some of them deal in halves. They think they are half human, and they think they are half Nephilim, or from the bloodline of the fallen angels. So that's a weird thing to fight. You know what I mean? When they think of sacrifice, like their ancient Persian ancestors, Jesuits, you know, think of that have the witchcraft and the things like. So watch out. There are registered witches out here, and they travel around with demons, and it's some bad stuff. You might not believe it, but they sure believe it. Wading through all that.
Well, and it's real.
Yes.
You mentioned the Nephilim, and this is in the books that they took out of the scriptures. They started doing this when the Native Americans, and I'm getting a lot of hits on Native Americans. I just put a tweet out later today to talk about this, because I'm hit up all the time. Who does Sheila Holm think she is? Is she from some tribe from Israel? And how does she know these are the tribes of Israel that were the Native Americans? Well, they weren't just the Native Americans. They were given the uninhabited lands of the world in 612 BC by the Father, and they walked a year and a half. And people go, how do you know that? It was in the Apocrypha. And you know what's really funny? When was the Apocrypha removed from the 1611 King James Bible? And I'm specifically reminding you guys, it's the 1611 King James Bible. You aren't going to see them out and about anymore. But people kept saying, I bought 2 different kinds of King James Bibles, and I'm not finding any Apocrypha. It's because it was in the 1611. And this was a big part. There were 3 things that caused the pilgrims to say, this is the time we have to go. One is 1620. Every 20 is a pandemic in every century, because that means recycle unto death. The Gregorian calendar came out, and every month and every day of the week is a god, and they don't want to have any other names of any other gods before us, because that's part of the 10 Commandments. And so they didn't want that. And then the Bible wasn't being honored. It is the truth. And when it got translated into English, they started burning the dads in oil or burning them at the stake, boiling them in oil or burning them at the stake, and keeping the women and children to their own devices. The Pilgrims knew all of this. And by the time of the Civil War, our guys knew all of this. All they want to do is kill believing men to not be able to raise up their families or have a full family unit. And so what we're finding out now, they knew at the time of the Civil War. So in this process, with the books of the Bible being removed in 1804, that's exactly when they were removing the Native Americans on the other side of the Mississippi. And it may not seem like a big deal now, but people who lived at that time, majority of people across America never traveled more than 5 miles.
Right.
It just didn't happen. There was a way for it to happen. That's why I put a picture in the new book of they built a wooden highway along the coast in San Diego, California, in order for the new cars that had tires to travel on this wooden highway.
Before
And
it
it
was
had big
oxen.
arches. The what?
Before that, it was oxen, and
Yeah.
pulling
yeah.
wagons, and it's kind of a trip.
Oh,
And
you
the
know,
rivers weren't dammed up, and there were places where you could cross and
Yeah.
things,
well, in Macon, Georgia, they said it were deer trails, that they would follow. And then the wheels of the wagons would go in like that. And that's why the lanes of the highway now are that. But in Macon, Georgia, it can take you 45 minutes to go from one side. It's not a huge place, one side to the other side. And I said, why is this happening? And they said, none of the roads are straight. And see, I grew up over in Nebraska and California, and everything was already grids by the time they got on the other side of the Mississippi. And so everything has straight lines, and you know where you're going, and the roads have straight. And in Macon, Georgia, you're still up and down hills and going around curves. It's just like you're up in the mountains. It's such a different environment. And they said, Sheila, this is where the wagons went. And so the streets went where the wagons were traveling. And like, how do you not know these things? It's like, it's a different environment. Just something I'd never thought about before.
Isn't it neat that where all the indigenous have been, whether you call them Native Americans, whether you call them Hebrews, whether you call them, are they the Israelites? Where's the bloodline come from? They all have their own unique stories about giants and about the Nephilim and things. And it wasn't uncommon. It's just
Well, do you know they're passing on the same truth for 4,000 years? Jacob became Israel in 1906 BC. That's more than 4,020 years ago.
Right.
1906. And so Moses didn't come along till 1400. So those families were growing for 500 years before he ever came. Everybody thinks that Israel was formed because of Moses, and that's the promised land. And there's such confusion because I don't think that the team has Israel set for last because that's the reason. That's not Israel over there. Israel wasn't a piece of land. Israel wasn't, they went to Israel. Israel didn't have that name until 1948.
Followers of God, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a family. It's the 12 tribes of Jacob, Israel. And that's why it was so interesting, just because of all of this weekend. And have you noticed how the president's always been doing these on a weekend? And people are so worried about the insurgents jumping out and doing whatever they're doing. Our guys are here in America now. Our guys are handling things.
Right.
And so we can't be the ones handling the IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard. I don't know what the C is. IG.
I did. I can't remember now.
Command, is it?
Somebody put it in the chat. Well, no, could be.
Okay. IRGC, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
But they've been everywhere.
Yes.
We have cell groups of them here in America.
Right.
And they want to rise up. And they've been training here. And our guys have been training them here. Did you see there was just a big arrest of a guy that was going over and teaching the guys in China how to fly the F-18s?
Right. And our contractors have been teaching a lot of stuff, so hopefully everybody's prepared for that and understands.
Well, that's what he was.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked to you since I got to go to Rome, Georgia. Have you guys talked about the steel plant reactivation by our president in Rome, Georgia?
No, but I'd love to.
Oh my gosh, it is so amazing. I got the invitation late on Wednesday, and it was on Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. I had to be there, and it was such a long drive. And I'm on the other side of Atlanta, and I was really concerned about going through Atlanta. So I went ahead and RSVP'd. Then I found out nobody that I thought is heavily involved in Georgia politics, they weren't invited. And I thought, how did this happen? And I didn't know until the next morning, because I thought, you know what, God, nobody else is going. I found I'm gonna have to park over here, then I'm gonna have to walk over here, and I'm gonna have to be there from 10 in the morning until, late in the afternoon. And I had interviews scheduled that night, and I thought, there it is, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. That's what it is. So
That's why I love this group.
I love it.
educated.
I'm not
My
trying to
Siri.
be distracted by that, but it's powerful how you can bring these up. I love it.
My Siri.
Oh, that is so
This
cool.
group over here. I love it. I love it. I love it.
That is so cool.
I know
So
it.
what happened is I was excited about going, and then nobody was going. So then I thought, well, it's so early in the morning, I have to go. It's so late tonight when I got done with everything. I thought, well, it doesn't make sense that I should do that drive tomorrow. So at about 3:30 in the morning, I heard the door knock on my front door. And I'm like, So I get up and I go to check on everything. Everything's quiet. And so I thought, well, while I'm up, I'll just go to the bathroom. I'll lay back down. What does God say? That was me knocking on the door.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay. And he said it wasn't 3:30, it was 347, which is 77. That's pretty funny. And so I'm kind of in this conversation with him, not going anywhere in the conversation really, and thinking I'm going to lay back down. And there's no possibility of laying back down. And he just keeps talking about all these things. And he said, I really think you should start getting ready. By then it's almost 4:30. And I said, well, if you want me to get ready, then you think I'm going. So I went down and I prepared, the cold water in a bag and everything else. And then I thought, well, I've got the bag, the Magador bag, and I've got the Magador jacket. I'll go up and get the Magador jacket and I'll put that in the car. And he goes, well, you need to put more things in the car. And I'm like, why would I need to do that? He knew it wasn't going to be from 10 to 2. And I was going to be back by 6 o'clock and have my interviews at 8 and 9, right? And so I thought that I had the day all figured out. And he goes, you're going to need to take more things. So I put more things in the car just in case I need those things. It went on till after 6 o'clock. And then the team brought me out to see the beast. It's the first time I'm standing right on the side of the road with all the cops and everything else. And the beast is coming right by. It was everything is so amazing about this whole day. So anyway, what happened is God kept talking to me. And then by the time I got everything in the car, he said, you better go up and get some note cards. And why don't you put a book in the car? So I put one of the new hardcover books in the car because he has the paperback, but not the hardcover. And so I thought, I'm never going to get this to him. And then I'm putting all this in a bag. And I thought, they're probably not going to let me take a bag in. And when I got there, God said, put the bag with you. And then they said, only if it's a transparent bag. So everybody's running back to their cars. Well, it's way back behind me now because I stood in line to get up to the security point. And it's just hilarious. The whole time I'm like, I don't know. While I'm driving, after I back out of the driveway, after I'm on the road, guess what he tells me? What did I tell you to use as the subtitle for the 5th book? Because he gave me the subtitle in advance because I wasn't going to do book 4. Because I went so deep on the Guidestones in book 3, right. I wasn't going to do book 4. Right. So he gave me this great subtitle. And I went, oh, now this is going to be fun. I'll research this with you. Well, in 5, he didn't. He just kept slamming information at me. I mean, it was coming from all directions. And so book 5 came out really quickly. And it's the biggest of the series. And so I thought, no, I'm really done. And I even said that on 4. And on 5, I said, this is absolutely the last book. Now there's going to be a 6 and 7. And I said, well, it was right when I was sending it to the final print. And he said, yes, it was that morning. And what did I tell you to put? And I said, all roads lead to Rome. And he goes, so where are you headed? I said, I'm headed to Rome, Georgia. And he said, this is the president's 3rd trip. It's just your 1st trip. And I thought, the president out of all of America has been to Rome, Georgia 3 times. I'm sitting there linking to this. And he said, well, this is going to be the 3rd opportunity for you regarding steel. And right. I'm serious. I'm in my car and God starts reminding me about my life, about steel. And I'm not a steel industry person, but it blew me away. He said, when I won the national debate workshop, the annual tournament at the workshop, it was supposed to be a workshop and then it turned into the national tournament. They were just starting to do a national debate tournament. And this is when I was heading into my senior year in high school. And it was way up at Marquette, University of Northern Michigan in Marquette. And it's right against the Lake Superior. And on the shores of Lake Superior, they would take us out there to do a barbecue at night because it was so intense, the training for all this and doing all these. We were in tournaments every single day. And it just was a lot. And so they took us out there for barbecues and I wasn't hungry. And everybody goes, why aren't you eating? And I said, are you not seeing these iron ore boats? Well, a lot of these people are from big manufacturing areas. I'm from a little farm in Nebraska.
Right.
And I'm like, these iron ore boats, and are you seeing what they're doing? And they're so huge. These things are so huge. And I see them moving and then I see them unloading and then I see the refining process stuff. I was just mesmerized.
Right.
I forgot all about that.
Mhm.
And then he said, when I had you go to Shanghai between teaching at Buckminster Fuller in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia and Shenzhen, China back in 2007, when my business book came out, there I am going to Shanghai because they wanted help improving their economy. They were having some difficulties, and I'll help anybody. I'm not going to help you have dominance over us, but I will help you if you want help with your economy. So I was at the Pudong in Shanghai with the financial district, and I was in all these meetings with the bankers and everything else. The last day before I'm flying on to Shenzhen to teach at that, be an instructor at that course, God said, ask for a copy of the contract. I said, the contract for what? And he said, they're working on contract and you don't know about the contract. So I asked him if I could just see a copy of the contract they're working on in this economy process, because he didn't mention what it was about. And I was just giving him ideas and structuring and that kind of thing. And then they give me this contract, and every contract, every single one of them, they gave me some to review, either 25,000, 27,000 or 29,000 tons of iron ore did countries have to agree to mine for China. But if you will do this, we will rebuild your ports. And we talked about the Panama Canal.
Right.
They've been in control of those ports, and then they started doing ports all along. Anybody that would mine the iron ore, they were also buying the gold and silver being mined.
Right.
And I start seeing all of this. That afternoon, I was leaving for Shenzhen, and I changed my email address before I got on the flight.
Wow.
Now I find these guys that have gone in and done all this training and given all these advantages and everything to all these other countries in industries that we don't have here. So the iron ore is the dominance take over the steel industry. And if we don't manufacture for steel, they're still going to have to buy it from us. So then they can control the prices. So he told me all of that. And I thought, well, wow. And then what does he do? This 4 and 5 generation company in Rome, Georgia, President Trump is the one who gave us the facts. He said, guys, do you know that these people are Americans who've been willing to work just 2 hours here, 4 hours there, because they knew they couldn't let the steel industry completely go. The commitment of these people. And then the president came up to talk, and President Trump gave all of these details as to why they had to do this deal. The president was so emotional, he had a hard time even talking about it, because now they're on a 7/24 schedule and they can't even take on new business until the end of July. So after July, they could start taking on a project right now. But otherwise, 7/24, 3 shifts, and everybody came back from that community to work at that steel plant.
It's amazing, isn't it? And
it's so emotional.
Yeah.
It's just,
and that's going to hit every industry, you know.
Remember what they said? America will never get the steel industry back.
Right.
They told us that.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to happen. They gave it away. Everything at the ports, all the metal for just everything. Just here, take this.
Yeah. It's just what we have been through and what we have. But remember when I was on right after I was targeted with you, and remember they said I wouldn't get my voice back, and it's not the singing voice I had younger, but it still sounds like me.
Right.
But it's not what it was, but they said I wouldn't get it back. They said I wouldn't get my hair back, and I have to get it thinned and cut every it's like 3-4 weeks. I have to go in and get it thinned and cut.
Right.
So they told me all of these things that I needed to understand. Not having my oxygen in the morning, I was going to have a lot of brain damage. Haven't noticed it yet. If you notice it, Warren, I want you to be, honest with me and tell me if you notice any brain damage.
Good. I would, but you're good. I think you're doing just fine, girl. Goodness gracious.
It's just so good to be with you with all these things happening in our world so that we can share it with the people so they can all be working on it.
I want them to see it. I want everybody to see it. It's not just what's going on in Iran. It's not just over here. A lot of those things are distractions. We're literally making the United States better, and globally we're making things better.
Mm-hmm. We're bringing everybody to peace, and that border peace. I haven't been on since he did the border peace. Have you guys talked about that?
No.
But when he went to Davos, and it sounded so lighthearted, and you know how he is.
Yes,
and then he's just saying these things, and he's talking way over their heads because they're all fighting to be competitors, and we're going to fight people, and they want to be at war and everything else, right? That's not what he wants, because none of us win.
Right.
If you want to be in a war mode, that's why it's so brilliant. He brought us back. We always were the Department of War. We were not the Department of Defense.
Yes.
And the thing that upsets me is Department of Defense has a % interest in the bioweapons and everything else they're using against us. So does our government. And both of those are against our Constitution.
Right.
And so what's really amazing to me is that here we are with this Department of War. We're coming forward with all of these things. And here we are in the Western Hemisphere. And you know what? Nobody got. And now people are saying, how did this woman come up with this? And it's not that I came up with anything. I have watched all of this happen to us.
Yeah.
I've been a front row seat wondering what the heck is going on and when are we going to turn this around? Because I had to learn myself that the 3-letter F agency wanted to destroy me. It's like, you're supposed to be here for Americans, and you're only supposed to be here from shore to shore, and you're not supposed to be doing deals over and hiring these people over in England to do these things against us and write documents against our president. What are you guys doing? And I've seen it up close and personal, never thinking this would happen in America, never thinking we would go this far down as where we are. Yeah. And yet, when you see this now, this is what happened at Davos. He turned everything around. Got us out of the WHO. It was very quiet. So what did Gavin Newsom do out in California? He signed on with the WHO as an independent state, which is against the Constitution and is against the California Constitution. Yeah. So he got us out of the WHO. He got us out of the WEF. Yes. In essence, when he flipped everything around and everybody's at peace, he got us out of NATO. We have been paying to send our guys to be killed over there on the other side of the world.
Yes.
While we've been destroyed here, and we're paying for all of that. And guess what? We're paying in NATO 75% to go rebuild them. We've never rebuilt America. And so all of this is flipped. So what did he do? He got us out of all of that. He had it all prepared in advance. He's still in Davos, and he brings out this board of peace, and everybody's like, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. Caroline Levitt comes out, the press secretary. She gets them all signed up, make sure they're all coordinated, make sure they're all announced, make sure that they're all confirmed. The guys from all around the world already knew. And they go sit in their chairs. The president goes by and shakes all their hands, thanks them all for coming. They leave the stage. The job is done. And everybody's like, I thought we were at Davos. So are we gonna increase rates around the world? Are we gonna make any decisions? I mean, everybody's just like, what do we do? And they go, everything's done. What do you mean everything's done? The Board of Peace is already done.
Yes.
So that replaces the UN. Do you see how everything that they built against us is being brought down? Remember that Gerard Butler quote. I don't know the movie. You probably know the movie, but they share it all the time, where Gerard Butler is sitting with another guy by him. And he said, we're going to have to take the whole disease tempo down.
Yeah, I do. I don't remember the name of it, but yes, it was good. It was great. Now, what about the National Fraud Enforcement coming in right here, where you've got probably you, Sean Taylor, the Brunson case, all of these wonderful civilians that have been doing things behind closed doors and nobody knows about it unless they come on a show and talk about it. because I know that I have a place to go on March 25th with the coalition. That is the fraud enforcement meeting, where the people that are able to put the indictments are going to be paired with the people that have the information, that have been doing it for 5, 10, 15 years. And it's all working out. When coalitions started coming together, I saw it about a year and a half ago, right after we were in on this executive order. And I started telling people, all right, you're going to start seeing this. And everybody, where are you getting this from? And I said, I can't tell you, but you know, it is what it is. It's all coming out. I hope everybody can see it, and don't let those things distract you. That's why I'm big on get up on the right side of the bed. Let that glass be half full, because you can work on this so much better when you're clear and grounded and you love the Lord. And how about helping other people with their relationship with the Lord instead of crying about your butt hurts?
Oh, you know what's so amazing is that people kept fighting the fact she's so religious, and it's not about, the only undefiled religion is to help the fatherless, especially the widows and orphans, and that includes now single mothers and the children of single mothers, because they have an orphan's heart because dad's not around. And that's the line of authority from the father. And we got out of whack. And that's why in the middle of the new book, there's so many of the points on destroying the family. Why? If you destroy the tightest unit of a nation, which is the mother, father, and the family, children, and the faith monument says the parents are to raise the children the way they should go, and the grandparents mentor. There was nothing about public school, and they made it compulsory attendance in 1850. That's another reason why they started the Republican Party in 1854. But it was already compromised because, guys, everybody went in together on the Secret Society Knights of Pythias. The team was Knights of Pythias. John Wilkes Booth was the head of the team doing it, and he's the one that was credited with it. But other guys were hung, and they all went back to England. Why? These guys are all connected globally. That's what we're up against.
Yes.
This whole Islamic Revolutionary Guard, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And they want, if you're a believer, they want you dead. We just have to put our hands around this.
They're everywhere strategically. We watch them come in. We watch them be put in different states. We'll think about that's happened globally, not just in your state or your town.
To become the biggest population anywhere in the world, so they control everything. There was just a new announcement out from Texas. Did you know, they said, while Governor Abbott has been sleeping as the governor, they've had 2 mosques being built every month in Texas, and they now have 330 new mosques that were built in Texas in his term. And people are like, what?
That's why I think Doc Pete Chambers would not let that happen. That's just my opinion, but I like that man.
Oh, you know what he said? And this is one of his things. He said, you get me elected, and the first thing I'll do is arrest Governor Abbott.
Amen. Right.
Because it has to happen. All of those communities that were built in the floodplains and et cetera, and it's all built and provided to all these illegals. All of that was paid for. The buses that transported it from the border in, those were all paid for under his administration, and the contracts were all confirmed by whistleblowers. It's nothing is new. Nothing is new. It's all been done to us by the people we thought were there to help us. But they're not state focused. They're not community focused.
Yeah.
They're all globalists. They all have a bigger plan against us.
Yes.
And that's what we witnessed at the State of the Union. I haven't mentioned anything about the State of the Union yet, but I have shared a picture. There is a wonderful picture where the cabinet guys stood outside the doors as it was just getting ready to start and prayed. And I don't know if you've noticed it, but I've noticed it more on Facebook than anywhere else. Pete Hegseth was the one doing the prayer before the governor's luncheon.
Amen.
You got Rubio talking about being a Christian and coming to Christ and what his salvation is to him. And this, have you ever noticed this on a
Examples.
cabinet? Have they ever been transparent and said, this is what we did today? And like Tom
No.
Holman, while I was in Minnesota, guys, did you know there were 3,364 little children that came in from 21 to 24? They had the exact number of exactly who went to Minnesota. And while they were doing all this stuff of ICE in Minneapolis and everything, they secured all, not one or two missing, all 3,364. And he said, now think about it. They didn't go after one from 21 to 24. They did not go after one.
No, they didn't. And I watched it because I'd get up in the morning and
Mhm.
Google children saved or pedophiles taken
Mhm.
down, and you couldn't see anything. Now, before 2016 too,
Mhm.
because some people, we've been doing this for a long time, and that's what I
Mhm.
wanted to tell. When is this coming? I knew something was coming, but I didn't understand what, and
Mhm.
here we are. So I'm happy. This one's gonna cut us off. It cut us off at 9 o'clock on some places, but Sheila, I'm sorry we had such a hard time getting on, but I just, I love you coming on here and appreciate you so much. We'll have to do it again. We'll have to do it again real soon. We gotta have this. We gotta have you talking to these.
Because
folks.
there's so much happening. There is so much happening, but there's
Right.
so much to be excited about. I'm so grateful for you, Warren, because you've always been telling the people the truth. And it's because we need to know the truth in order to be victorious in this, because it's up to we, the people, to form a more perfect union. It's up to us. Nobody else. Theodore Roosevelt said, it's just you and me. It's you and me. There's no government out there. There's no, because we've been picturing
Lord.
this as the people in DC, and it's not. It's us. And-
Hisbest.org.
Mhm.
Everybody needs to go check it out, and you will enjoy her books. They will enlighten you, I think. And I don't do a lot of reading, but I'm all over this, and I have been. So, Sheila, thank you so much, and let's stay in touch. Well, we stay in touch anyways, but let's get back together real soon, and I'll figure out a time. And we love to hear you. Hope you have a great evening, and thank you for blessing us with your presence, knowledge.
Well, thank you. And I promised a hardcover. I got to get it. Mac has one, but I need to get one to you.
Yeah.
So.
And I love my soft copy. So whatever.
Oh,
I
wait till you see
enjoy
the
it.
hardcover. Oh, I can't say anything about it. I'm going to just send it, and you're going to be shocked. It's just a complete shock.
I
the
appreciate you
difference.
so much.
I love you guys, and just thank you for everything you're doing for PPN
too.
and for all the patriots around the world.
You too. We appreciate you. We love you. Have a good
Bless
evening.
you.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. No hiding the fact that I really like being with Sheila. I've told many times she was so good to me. When I first came into this thing and I started getting out in front of people, I didn't know anybody. Everybody thought I was Charlie's security, and she just talked to me and was right there with me, and always been someone that I really could confide in and talk to and learn a bunch from. So I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Join.patriotshoot.com. We'd love for you to come hang out with us. We'd love to get your information. We'd love to get information from you. I would love if somebody had a want as far as how they can get involved, and we could place somebody or help them get into a situation where they can help in whatever way is comfortable for them. Whether you want to be closer to the Lord and need help with that, whether you want to go and run for office, it doesn't matter. It's all a job in the Lord's eyes, in my opinion. Thanks for joining. Have a great evening, and join.patriotshoot.com. Thank you so much. Bye.